Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back at the Green Table. Welcome back to the second episode of my vintage and retro pipes series. The pipe I'm going to show you today is very similar to the pipe I have shown you in the first video, so I rather keep the description short, and I will respond to a few comments on the first video. So first off, I included the jack tool for size comparison. I forgot that in the first video. So this pipe comes pretty obviously out of the same workshop than the first pipe. It has the same plastic mouthpiece, which is screwed on a probably cherry wood stem. Different materials have been used. Why cherry wood? Maybe because of its absorbent material. Maybe because it was just at hand, it is easy to work with, I don't know. A briar reservoir, again with the two supportive metal rings. The stem is just struck inside. And as I told you, when purchasing a pipe, carefully inspect these two parts here, because the wood tends to crack up here because of the tension when it is struck in with too much force. Again, the head, which is a great sign of craftsmanship, I would say. And I guess it's not easy to craft these heads. One of the reasons these pipes disappeared. Again, it is just struck down here. It has this knob down here, so maybe to have a better grip on it. As you see, it has some kind of glossy finish, maybe some kind of thin layer of lacquer on it. I'm not sure what it is exactly. It has no markings and no stamping. It has exactly the same metal lid the other pipe has. And as you can see here, it seems to be glued on. You see the rim of glue coming down here. This pipe came without a thread, so my girlfriend was so kind to put one on it, and the pipe has the tiny rings where you can get it through. This is very important because these pipes tend to fall apart. And if you don't have this ring, everything falls down to the floor, parts get lost, etc. So, yeah, one of the commenters, Crusader, has told me he saw many pictures of World War I soldiers smoking such pipes. And there are also pictures of World War II soldiers. Well, I think most of these pictures are staged photographs, because when I go into the forest on a mountaintop, I imagined taking such a pipe with me and smoking it there, but in reality, this pipe is the most impractical pipe you can take with. It's rather large and cumbersome. You don't know where to put it in your backpack. It's falling apart. You take a lot of time and patience to smoke it. So probably the worst pipe you can smoke on the front line. If you take a look at non-staged World War II photographs where German soldiers are depicted smoking pipes, you mostly see tiny German shack pipes. And of course, these pipes are more practical. You can put it in your pocket. If it gets broken or damaged, nothing of much value is lost. There are also pictures of Hermann Göring smoking such a pipe in World War II at the front line, probably at the front line. But again, I think these pictures are rather staged. On the other hand, such pipes, at least in World War I, seem to have been sold at the equivalent of a PX store for German soldiers. I have seen pipes, heads and reservoirs being sold in the original packaging, which says for Army and Navy use. But again, this could have been a peacetime thing. Yeah, Dominic Zappa pointed out he has rather the same pipe with Schladming engraved on it. This is a town in Austria, and pipes with carvings of geographical locations have been very common. It was a tourist thing. It was also sold to pilgrims. For example, I've seen pipes with Lourdes on it, or Saint-Claude, or of every major city in Austria. But unfortunately, these pipes have completely disappeared from the market. A few years ago, I have seen some, but who knows if those are still made and available. But this was a common practice. Also seen a pipe with Großglockner on it, which is the highest mountain in Austria. Yeah. What else to say? Yeah, I had to make up my mind a little. For me, it was a big surprise to find out that these archetypical Austrian pipes, at least for the last 30 to maybe 30 years, have not been made in Austria anymore, but these pipes do come out of the Czech Republic. So if anyone is looking for a pipe like this, look for PPK pipes in the Czech Republic, and some online sellers in Slovakia have them now in the store. And PPK just produced a bunch of these pipes with wooden briar heads. On some German websites, you find exactly the same pipes with ceramic bowls and ceramic reservoirs. But if you want a pipe that you actually smoke, go for a briar head. It's a lot of difference, because these pipes have a normal chamber, while the ceramic pipes have they are hollow inside. And now imagine if this pipe head was completely hollow. Sorry if I say pipe head. That's from the German language taken into English. So yeah, the bowls are actually hollow. Now imagine how much tobacco you can put in there. And you get a massive glowing amber with lots and lots of heat. And it's no joy to smoke. The Synergy pointed out that he has a very similar pipe, but he loses a lot of taste in his pipe because the smoke gets so cool, and it seems the stem is so absorbent that a lot of taste gets lost. So those pipes have been smoked in the days of old with Landtabak, super dry shag tobacco, often strong and harsh, and maybe these long pipes made the tobacco actually smokable and enjoyable. So you might try to smoke it with a really heavy Kentucky tobacco, like those from Poland, those from Italy, or maybe with a real Latakia heavy blend, or lots of Perique, anything that is intense. Maybe some super intense aromatic even. You should give it a try, but I recommend to use rather dry shag-like tobacco. Also in the days of old, people used to smoke these pipes, and when they have smoked it, they didn't pour the ash out, they just poured new tobacco on it, relighted it, and then they smoked again. I know from my grandfather that he often on Sundays smoked his pipe for a whole day. Another trick is to put a rubber ring around here, a rubber fitting, so you can easily hold this pipe between your teeth. So, if you want exactly such a pipe, look for PPK pipes. At least in Europe, you should be able to find them. The web shops in the Czech Republic and in Slovakia usually have no international part. They don't translate the text, so navigation might be a bit difficult. Maybe at some point some German sellers might get these pipes. Maybe we should ask them for if you actually want one. So they might try to look for it. If someone is speaking the Czech language, you might reach out to PPK and ask them to their connection for Kemperling, because these pipes were in Austria sold as pipes by the brand Kemperling, and there must have been some kind of connection if you ask me. The quality of these pipes is disputable. They are rather cheap, but they are actually able to be smoked. And since they have a briar head mostly, the cherry stems aren't bad either. And I have seen pipes that are probably made in China that resemble such pipes, and I have seen pipes in much, much, much worse quality. So actually this isn't too bad. It's a different kind of smoking. You need to get into it a little. You have to find the right tobacco and the right way to smoke it. But they are smokable. And I will show many more of such pipes, some modern pipes, and I then will include the link to the sellers in case you're interested. But yeah, that's for it now. Thanks for watching. See you next time with another interesting vintage or retro pipe. Cheers!